Hello there, hi, and welcome to the promised lore stream of Doom the Dark Ages. So, this is going to be a rather peaceful stream, even though we have rock music playing in the background. I am playing, so yeah, we're just going to be reading all these Codex entries, which could take the next hour, could be like 5 minutes. Who knows? It's not gonna take 5 minutes. This might take like possibly an hour or so, considering how long it took us to read all the Doom Eternal, all the Doom 2016 lore stuff. I also might make this my first podcast on my channel as well, because it's funny. Anyways, let's commence with reading the lore. First up is the combat shotgun. Forged the embers of Earth's primitive weaponry and tempered by the advanced craftsmanship of Argent D'Nur, the Slayer's combat shotgun is a relic of his arrival in a world besieged by chaos. Originally discovered beside the bloody and battered figure of the Slayer, when he emerged from the portal, the single-shot weapon bore the unmistakable marks of his homeworld design. Night Sentinels, despite their weakness of the Outlander, well, wariness, not weakness, augmented his weapon with their arcane technology to reinforce its frame and imbue it with devastating power. The shotgun became a symbol of defiance, carving through the demonic cords and etching the Slayer's legend into the annals of Argent D'Nur. Power gun. How many weapons are there? I need to see this real quick. Oh god, we might be here for the next 10 minutes for weapons alone. The power gauntlet. The Slayer's power gauntlet, forged under the Maker's direction, despite opposition from the Sentinel's High Priest, amplifies its devastating strength. It is imbued with iron conducts, which channel raw Sentinel energy into arcs of crackling lightning, which surge with every strike. It's inspired by the Slayer's vicious combat style. These guns were designed to maximize his brutality against Hell's hordes. Open with defiance and destruction, it symbolizes both the Slayer's might and the Sentinel's uneasy alliance with him. Let's see if we can get through any one of these without fucking stumbling over my words. Shredder. The Shredder is a masterpiece of Sentinel ingenuity. A full-auto marvel designed to unleash a torrent of razor-sharp steel bolts, built for speed and precision, employs a rotating drum of smaller projectiles, with each honed to a needle point for maximum penetration. Weapon's heart is its crystalline core, extracted from a volcanic depths of Mount Caldaraf, which generates the kinetic force to fire bolts in rapid succession. Lightweight and brutal, the Shredder was favored by scouts and vanguard warriors who needed to rain destruction while maintaining mobility. This weapon's punishing volley cuts through flesh, armor, and bone alike. Shield Saw. Ooh. The Slayer's Shield Saw, a brutal fusion of defense and carnage, was engineered by Sentinel Forge Lords, crafted from Oblivion iron and fueled by Sentinel energy. Its spinning wraith steel blades tear through demonic cords with malicious efficiency. Despite its immense weight and searing heat, the Slayer wields it effortlessly. Accelerator. Accelerator marks a groundbreaking achievement in the collaboration between Sentinel and Maker technology. Being the first weapon to harness a hybrid electrothermal core, this innovative core channels superheated plasma through a contact shock chamber, forming a frozen, hardened shell around the plasma to create a ballistic round. Upon impact, these plasma rounds unleash a small yet powerful explosion that makes it effective against both armor and carapace. The weapon's advanced heat dispersal technology allows soldiers to maintain an extremely high rate of fire and just firing properties of the gun, offering flexibility and adaptability in combat. Pulverizer. Hold on. Give me a second. Pulverizer is a weapon spoken about in hushed tones, born from a madness of Sentinel engineer corrupted by cultists reclaimed by the Night Sentinels during a daring raid. Its enigmatic design remains a mystery, with whispers of it being powered by the souls of its victims. This weapon, resembling an engine of death, crushes cursed-marked demonic skulls and scatters shards with tumblers. As a Slayer wields this formidable tool, the weapon itself seems to tremble with anticipation, hungry for carnage to come. Okay, it's a sentient weapon. Slightly, maybe, who knows. The Impaler, also known as the fucking weapon that gets pulled out whenever I don't want it to be pulled out. The Impaler is a relic of Sentinel Ancient Crusades. It is a semi-automatic weapon forged by devastating precision. Well, for precision. I can't read. Powered by a crystallized hammer, the weapon fires massive spikes capable of piercing nearly any armor known to their world. Though retired in modern times due to its immense weight and rarity of its components, the Slayer wields it with ease, proving its timeless efficiency. Is that efficiency or... there's no N in that. I don't know what that says. I'm stupid. Cycler. One of my favorite weapons. This formidable weapon harnesses the advanced electrothermal core technology pioneered by the Accelerator Devastate... Oh wait, I lost where I was. Accelerator elevated defensive capabilities by generating large crystal plasma spikes in 2 simultaneous cool generators. These spikes, when expelled from a Frune subtubes, easily pierce the formidable hides of Hell's most resilient adversaries. My controller's about to die. Probably would have to be able to get through at least like all this. A super shotgun next. Okay. I should have a bottle of water near me, but I don't have. I don't have any water near me. Uh-oh. Inspired by the Slayer's success with the modified combat shotgun, the finest engineers of the Night Sentinels were taxed by its makers to create a weapon of pure devastation, one that would not merely serve but define the battlefield. Built with dual barrels to amplify its destructive potential, the Super Shotgun was constructed using the strongest materials in Argentina, capable of enduring the unimaginable forces it's unleashed. Its design incorporated a unique black powder derived from the fossilized remains of ancient beasts native to their world. The weapon's thunderous roar became a harbinger of doom, one so feared that the demons would falter and retreat at its unmistakable sound, like a clarion of death wielded by the unyielding hand of the Slayer. I don't know how they keep making the Super Shotgun even better in each game. The flail. The flail's weapon of unmatched brutality, crafted to channel the Slayer's ferocity in close combat. Its unbreakable chain links forged from Ephron steel, swing of flailhead imbued with an inferno core, a crystal of searing power that ignites its victims upon impact. Intrinsic ruins carved by the high priest, adorned by flailhead, serving as both a blessing and a guide to the Slayer's righteous fury. The chainsaw. This is my favorite weapon in the game. Chain shot is a terrifying artifact pulsating with a sentient malevolence that whispers from the abyss. Born from the unfathomable depths of forgotten realms, it channels chaotic energies, hurling its projectiles with force that tears reality itself. Its origins are veiled in ancient lore, rumored to be crafted by deities who once held domain over the stars. The weapon crackles with azure lightning, each shot imbued with a sinister malice. Only the strongest of wills can withstand its insidious whispers, which gnaw at the edges of the wielder's insanity. Luckily, I'm already insane. Ooh, another one of my favorite weapons. The grenade launcher, forged during the storied siege of Carafal, was a pivotal creation in the Sentinel's struggle against the off-world hordes of the Zavron Conclave. Designed as a stationary weapon, its powerful propulsion system delivers devastating force with unerring reliability. In the Slayer's hand, it becomes a dynamic instrument of chaos, shattering Hell's demonic flexes and resolve. Also, there is another weapon, because all the other weapons have like a different weapon or whatever. The chainsaw, there is a chainsaw counterpart. However, it's only in the game. You can, like, if you use commands, you can get it, but it's just not in the game itself. Well, it's in the game itself. It's just that you can't get it through the campaign. You need to use a cheat code to get it. The rocket launcher. The rocket launcher is born from a grenade launcher design, emerged in the wake of the Zoran conflict as a revolutionary anti-air defense weapon. Powered by Wyvern fire and reinforced with the creature's scales, early models unleashed unbridled destruction. However, with the Wyverns declared sacred, later versions allow conventional propulsion. The Slayer's launcher remains the last to wield the ancient dragon's forged technology. Its fiery blast emboldening the battle-worn dragons of Sentinels. Ravager. The Ravager is a fearsome variant of the Skull Crusher. Existence classified due to its arcane origins, its weapon channels lethal shards through a focused path, growing more powerful as it reaches peak fire rate. The Ravager's use is kept hidden from the public as Sentinels grapple with the moral implications of harnessing such an unnatural source of munition. As the Ravager roars to life, its runic engraving blazes with its cinders aglow, and some operators claim to hear the haunting echoes of tortured souls within. Oh. Ballistic Force Crossbow, also known as the BFC are the big fucking crossbow. Crafted by Astral Forge Kings, the Ballistic Force crossbow is a weapon of cosmic might bestowed upon the Night Settlers millennia ago to combat an unknown force of darkness. This formidable crossbow fires the Eldritch Lance, a bolt infused with an unknown material composition radiates with otherworldly power. The lance's impact can pierce any defense, unleashing cataclysmic destruction. Then finally, the final one, the Dread Mace. Amongst the scholars of Argent Nerve, the Dread Mace stands as a weapon cloaked in mystery and dread. Its origin and material composition remain unknown, alien to anything the Sentinels have encountered before. It is infinitely dense and roiling with the energy beneath its surface. Its mere presence distorts the mind, rendering Sentinel scientists and engineers incapable of conducting thorough examinations. So basically, you look at this thing, and you're just like, I don't understand what I'm looking at. It's like that one SCP that you know isn't a spear, but you know nothing else about it. That's an actual SCP, by the way. There's an SCP that I think it's like no one knows anything about it, but all they know is that it's not a sphere. That's it. That's all they know about it. It's just that it's not a sphere. Oh, these are all the characters. The Doomslayer. God damn, he has lore. I think it was 055. It might be an 055. Tony, look up what 055 is on SCP, and I'll get back to you after the Doomslayer. A specter of doom from realms unknown, the Outlander stalks Argent Nerve's battlefields with a fear that silences all who witness it. Though strange to Sentinel eyes, they recognize in his blood as a terrible ally when Hell's legions darken their skies. The Makers, ancient and calculating, saw in this silent warrior a vessel for their divine will. They infused his flesh with celestial might, binding his soul to their cosmic designs. Yet what they forged was no mere weapon, but a tempest of vengeance that even gods now fear to control. As demons hunt for forgotten relics, the Slayer's strains against the divine chains, his protections of besieged realm bore not of loyalty, but an unquenchable thirst for demon blood that neither hell nor heaven can state. D. Gloric, this is one of the fucking Hell Priest. I think I don't remember if this is the first Hell Priest we kill in Doom Eternal or the last one. D. Gloric's work was focused on the preservation of ancient Sentinel lore and artifacts, the passion that set him apart from his peers who grew more aligned with the Maker doctrines. Though devoted to his sacred duties, D. Gloric found solace and meaning in a quiet, secret marriage to a commoner. This union, while forbidden by the strict traditions of the priesthood, was a private refuge for a man otherwise consumed by the weight of preserving a fading past. It was 005? Okay, yeah. Yeah, all we know is it's not Spear. This motherfucker. Creed Maker, a newly appointed bishop of the ministry, holds the critical responsibility of overseeing the steady flow of Sentinel energy to the Maker's homeworld. Even as the specter of war looms ever larger, he has been commanded to remain steadfast at his post, ensuring that the transmission of his life-giving energy remains uninterrupted. But the decree of the Maker Council of Slayer has been placed under the temporary charge of the Creed. A blade to be wielded in the war against Hell, and a shield to safeguard her domain in her district. King Novak, also known as the Baz motherfucker. King Novak has ruled for over 40 years, marking him as the longest reigning monarch in Sentinel history. You guys just fucking kill your kings or whatever all the time. Known as a valorous and boastful warrior in his youth, Novak's demeanor grew severe and distant after the death of his wife. Their daughter Fear remains by his side as the presumed heir to the Sentinel throne. Now commanding the forces with defenses of Argent Nerve in the war against Hell, Novak continues to serve both his people and the Maker gods they worship. Only serves 40 years being the longest running fucking reign is definitely it's definitely something to like be a question about. Like, what's happening? Do you just kill your kings or whatever? This motherfucker. Prince Azrak. Born in the shadowy pits of Hell's blackest citadel, Azrak grew not in snoo, but in dread knowledge gleaned from a dark priest. While Demonkide cowered before the one known as the Doomslayer, the young prince stood before the Elder Council, his voice ringing with ambition. By ancient blood oath, the hordes became his to command. Now Azrak consorts with a witch, a pale sorcerer from realms beyond starlight, forging unholy lines between the realms. Sarah! The dragon! The Slayer's mecha dragon, Sarah, is a feral force unmatched in size and power, unyielding to the order of Arum. Sarah accepted only the Slayer as his alpha, forming a volatile bond. Sarah was grievously wounded by Hell's hordes in the battles of Black Pyres, but the Slayer's heroic intervention saved him. A moment of humanity rarely shown by the outsider. Under Commander Fira's orders, the Sentinels transformed Sarah with advanced engineering, melding his savage might with mechanical precision. Now reborn as a fearsome war machine, Sarah continues his role as the Slayer's ultimate mount, an apex predator of both flesh and steel. The bitch. Born from congealed madness of the cosmic realm, Ultramar, known only as the Witch to the dozens of hell, is a living conduit for dark magic coursing through her alien dimension. Current body is but a temporary vessel, fragile and fleeting, used to manifest her malicious spirit into the physical world. Though she and her cult of chaos worshippers have allied with Prince Azrak, Ultramar's allegiance is tenuous. Her ultimate loyalty remains with her own god, whose return she tirelessly seeks to ensure. She trades with the Demon Prince in ancient currencies of power, safe passage between realms of her dormant god in exchange for the prince secrets buried in Argent and her Hall of Depths. For her, this alliance is but a means to an end, a step forward fulfilling her higher, indestructible purpose. And then I killed her god. Commander Fira. Wow, you don't have much lore, do you? Commander Fira, the only child of King Novak, is the presumed heir to the Sentinel throne. From an early age, she was rigorously trained and educated to prepare for her life of leadership and royal duty. Her mother, the late queen, played a pivotal role in shaping her path, particularly in teaching her the ancient mystical arts. Hell Priest. Neither flesh nor spirit holy, these wizened hierophants serve as the High Council's living conduits. Denied archdemonhood, they wield forbidden knowledge as a weapon and shield. Ancient Belos elders among their venerable ranks has witnessed Hell's empires rise and crumble. Now this Zer's keeper observes Zer's campaign. His gnarled hands recording every triumph and folly from the Council's merciless judgment. Commander Valen, also known as the Betrayer. A warrior of legend, Commander Valen stands as the last of an elite order. His name etched in the annals of Sentinel history. Fearless and resolute, he has waged war for decades against the enemies of Argent. Yet the horrors he has seen weigh heavy upon him. His greatest battle now lies on a field, but within his son, eager to think glory in his father's engineering name, walks the same bloody path. Maruk, I think this is his son. Maruk's fighting ability surpasses that even of his father, Commander Valen. Gifted with speech and fearlessness, Maruk's speed. Maruk's legend grows with each battle. Unlike his father, Maruk's distrust of the now enhanced Slayer, believing that a power such as his should be under Sentinel control. Oh, that was it for all the characters. Now, I think this will be the longest one. Actually, no. We have all the lore for all the locations as well. Then let's start off with the Imp. The Imp is among the most common of Hell's low-born demons, thriving as scavengers that feed on carrion, covered in rows of jagged spikes and protected by a tough, leathery hide. Imps strike with searing projectiles forged from a hellfire coursing through their veins. Zombies are, as I call them, possessed. Zombies serve Hell as the shambling remnants of conquered species. Their once distinct forms now grotesquely deformed by the corrupting influence of the demonic energy. Stripped of their former identities, they wander the battlefield as mindless thralls to their demonic masters. Did not mean to do that. we got islands of combat there. Well of action. Soldier. These demons serve as the expendable vanguard of Hell's armies. The Horde's allegiance is fiercely contested as commanding it signifies ultimate authority and dominance within the infernal hierarchy. Imp Stalker. Born from Hell's searing chasms of fire and brimstone, Imp Stalkers are predatory hunters of the Great Steppe. Larger and more cunning than their skittering imp brethren, they tirelessly stalk their prey with a degree of intelligence absent in other demons of their rank. While closing in on their enemies, they unleash waves of fire that track and even anticipate their target's movements, as if the flames themselves bear sentience. They are especially friendly in the close quarters, where they quickly lash out with searing hot claws that rip through flesh and and meadow with ease. Their general disregard for self-preservation makes them well equipped to serve as the frontline soldiers. Pinky Rider. Reptilian steeds of the archer-class demons, these horned quadrupeds bring speed and ferocity to Azraq's invading force. Spawned in the hellfire pits of the Umbral Plains, the Pinky Riders, as the Sentinels call them, are discarded by the demon prince the moment their worn her bodies falter. Riders choose their mounts for fleeting glory in the underworld's halls. Yet these beasts are no loyal companions. Many as a sentinel has witnessed the hordes of Pinkies turning on their riders, feasting on their flesh amid the chaos of battle. Lovely. Hell Cultist. The Sentinel Cultists, once esteemed scholars of Argent fell victim to their own ambition. Drawn to the enigmatic power of an unseen dimension, they sought to harness its frequency. Unaware they were contouring with the essence of hell itself, their expanse shattered their sanity, twisting their brilliance into cruelty. Now under the dominion of Prince Azraq, they channel their corrupted intellect to breach the dimensional barrier, opening portals to unleash demonic hordes upon their homeland, betrayers of their kin. The cultists, once noble purpose, has been converted into a dark legacy of ruin and servitude to hell's will. Shield Soldiers. These demonic foot soldiers wield shields forged from dread steel, a black iron extracted from the volcanic pits of hell itself. The dread steel's infernal origin imbues the shields with an aura of malevolence, making them both a potent defense and a symbol of hell's relentless power. Hell Knight. The Hell Knight, a monstrous brew of hell's legions, thrives on the chaos of domination and submission. Their aggressive predators, bound by blood to the reigning demon lord, are the embodiment of raw, unbridled power. Their existence is a struggle for survival. Their ranks ruthlessly called until only the strongest endure. And then you throw them all, then you put them in a room with a fucking stone imp. Stone imps are deviant mutations of the imp species. Azraq's war priests bred these creatures in subterranean vats of biomatter, which supercharge their already aggressive nature, pushing them further into a state of mindless fury. Nightmare Imp Stalker. Among the ranks of the Imp Stalkers, the elusive Nightmare Imp Stalkers emerge as spectral variants, or nearly invisible forms weaving fear and surprise to the battlefield. Born from strange cosmic magic and hellish energies fused between dimensions of corporeal and ethereal by cultic psychomancers, they strike from the shadows, but presents a chilling reminder of the dimensions that exist even beyond hell. The Mancubus. A gluttonous mass of smoldering hellfire, but Mancubus functions as a lumbering artillery of Azraq's demonic horde. These grotesque beasts gorge endlessly, devouring rotten flesh with an endless hunger until their organs burst within their bloated frames. Driven by primal lust for carnage, they kill and consume without restraint, their cannibalistic frenzy fueling their own grotesque growth. When their corpulent bodies can no longer move, they collapse, becoming a feast for younger Mancubi, perpetuating the endless ravenous circle of death. Titan. In the annals of Hell's dark history, the Titans stand as the tragic figures once peaceful giants who roamed their verdant world as guardians of the realm. However, despite their immense power, the Titans were ill-suited for the true nature of warfare, and they were utterly outmatched by the legions of Hell. With their forms twisted by the dark realms, malice in their minds enslaved by Hell's war priests, these towering demons lay waste to untold worlds. Cyclops Titan. When Titans of old were broken and subjugated under Hell's first empire, a small number were selected for modification. Cybernetic enhanced augments have transformed the Cyclops Titan into living war machines, single-minded sentries that unerringly obey the will of their masters. Lost Souls. Lost Souls are remnants of humans condemned to damnation, their essence shattered into mere memories of mortality. The torment of their merciless labors in Hell's flesh, boundaries broke their bodies and minds, yet their spirit were denied the mercy of destruction. Instead, they were desecrated, repeatedly torn apart until only echoes remained. These wayward spirits wandered aimlessly, devoid of thought or need, seeking only the final judgment that can release them. This motherfucker. Burdened with cursed weaponry that inflicts unending torment, they find absolution only in the carnage of battle. Their aggression surges unceasingly coursing through their veins like molten lead. A torment that fuels their mindless ferocity. This unbearable anguish finds release only with the deafening roar of the hyper-ballistic firearm granted to their limb. Vagre. Spawned from a churning morass of hell's blackened swamps, Vagre walks a path of ruin, bound to no master, sworn only to suffering. Azric's whispers of blood and carnage, and so they follow. Drawn to agony, he spreads like a plague. They drink deep from the despair of the damned, feeding on misery as a leech feast on lifeblood. His war's endless, and for Vagre it is an unholy feast without an end. Hell ships. The skies of Sentinel battlefields are now haunted by the ominous presence of hell ships. Aerial monstrosity that mirror the grotesque designs of hell tanks. These airborne units are crafted from a mechanical blend of organic materials, an example of hell's unnatural biotechnology. Hell carrier. Hell carriers, colossal galleons of bone and sinew, embody the horrors of hell's ancient past, constructed using the remains of primordial beasts. Their frames exude a dark majesty. The damned toil internally in the lower decks, driving infernal engines fueled by the anguished spirits of hell's victims. Once relics of bygone era, these vessels have been resurrected by Prince Azrix to serve a dire purpose, powering massive portals capable of summoning hell titans. Revitalized by the young prince, the Hellcarriers now spearhead the invasion of Argenur, heralding doom with their haunting presence. Cyberdemon. Cyberdemon, highest among Hell's infernal ranks, are ancient mythical beasts, elders of the Horde, masters of annihilation, make a man the lesser beast with calculated brutality, driven towards Prince Azric's dark vision. Their lineage stretches back to the primeval age of the post-Jacid era. What the fuck? Their history steeped in blood and fire. Fearing rebellion, Azric severed the tendons of their mighty wings, grounding them in eternal servitude. Yet, bound by instinct and tradition, these warlords remain loyal to their master. I feel like you kind of like overstep your bound there, because they're kind of loyal to you. Hell tanks. Hell tanks are forged from the colossal remains of titans under the guidance of Prince Azric's war priest. These sentient machines are unmanned and directed by sorcery to prowl for battlefields for prey. Tentacle. Contact with the cosmic realm infects other realities, spreading an insidious growth at the breach points between dimensions. Buried within this grotesque organic material lie the malevolent tentacles of a natural extension of an unknown cosmic intelligence. Revenant. Only Hell's most wretched and broken victims ascend to the Revenant class. Twisted scavengers, they fight alone, bound by no loyalties, sacrificing all in pursuit of their prey. A homing missile of pure hatred, their tortured minds find fleeting souls only in the suffering they unleash. With every scream they conjure, their torment briefly fades, driving them ever deeper into the madness of their eternal, merciless hunt. Fucking hate this enemy. A slithering matron of hell. The whiplash coils through the abyss, a corpulent mass of gnarled flesh and ancient malice, feared even among demons. These reptilian wardens lurk in the shadows of the high priest. Recoils a living barrier between the young Prince Azric and those who would seek his ruin. Fierce and cunning, they are the keepers of lore, their whispered wisdom shaping the fate of the damned. Bound in sisterhood, their insular brood endures the endless torment of hell, thriving in suffering and eternal purpose. Agadon Hunter. Outlanders from distant worlds, the Agadon Hunters were enslaved and corrupted by Hell's dark will. Once noble beast stalkers for their clans, they now serve Azric's horde, their minds twisted and bodies reshaped, marked prey as our quarry. Chosen by the Dark Priest's decree, enhanced to rival even the Slayer's material prowess. These savage predators roam the battlefield, driven by a cruel purpose to etched into hellfire. Cocodemon Hybrid. Cocodemon hybrids are ancient fragments of a vast hive mind, their twisted thoughts beating the unknowable gods who reign over suffocating lowlands. These creatures, once part of the demonic hierarchy of hell, have been corrupted by the eldritch manipulations of the witch. They drift across the lowlands, their eyelids gaze, seeking wandering minds to consume, devouring thought and memory to sustain their eternal, maddening communion with the gods. Giant Cocodemon. An unholy fusion of Hell's fear beast and the witch's cosmic horrors, these monstrosities drift through darkened skies on wings unseen. Though already colossal, their ambitious and their abominations would, given centuries, swell to engulf entire worlds in their ravenous maws. Komodo. The Komodo towering behemoths of Hell's infernal legions are a terrifying fusion of raw power and murderous instinct. These monstrous warriors earned their place in Prince Azric's chosen vanguard through brutal trials of combat. Wielding their weapons with uncanny skill, the Komodos are as merciless as they are disciplined, striking fear into Hell's enemies and its denizens alike. Any sign of weakness, friend or foe, is met with swift, lethal violence. The Komodo embody the essence of destruction and unstoppable force in the service of Hell's darkened dominion, or whatever. Cosmic Baron, fuck this guy. Cosmic Baron, a construct of eldritch designs, emerges from the Moloch's vats after the Ulcrid synthesis. Techno-sorcerers of the cosmic realm, forged through forbidden gene splicing. It protects four mirrors with Barons of Hell and marks an unholy union between their worlds. I wish the Baron of Hell was in this game, not the Cosmic Baron. Acolyte, this motherfucker. Once hollowed sentinel priests of Arjun and Ur, now vessels of cosmic corruption, their souls twisted by the witch Eldritch touch. These fallen oracles peer beyond mortal veil with their minds poisoned by alien essence. The cosmic Tate courses through their veins, bestowing a forbidden sight and powers that rend the fabric of reality. They serve as one, a serpent with many heads, each a fragment of their mistress' unfathomable design. Through them, the malice of realms beyond bleeds into a world they once swore to protect. Maker drones. Drones are the lowest echelon of maker society and are trained to fulfill the edicts of their superiors without question. They are rarely seen outside the confines of the Creed Maker ship, where they monitor the Slayer's tether and the security of his holding cell. And then I killed them all. We're on to the last, the Old One. The Old One, the fallen god of the cosmic realm, was resurrected by Prince Azric's dark priest in a violent act of domination. Once revered as the witch's deity, its revival bound her and it to Hell's eternal service. Yet resurrection by Hell's hand carried to Judgment twice. Returns is never the same. Stripped of chaotic divinity, the Old One rises now as a corrupted machine of terror, bound in monstrous service to Hell's will, enslaved to darkness for all eternity. I think this is the one that we blew up from the inside as well. Now on to all the locations. The village of Pahim is a rugged outpost where towering extraction rigs harvest brimdom essence, a raw, volatile precursor to sentinel energy drawn from the fossilized remains of Argentin's prehistoric titans. Perched on the edge of the storm-lashed coast, Pahim doubles as a vital seaport. It harbors bustling to transport this precious resource. The village's immense energy signature makes it a coveted prize for invaders, but its fortifications bristle with defenses. From towering gun emplacements to reinforced walks, Kalim holds the fine, hardened bastion protecting the lifeblood of Sentinel innovation. Habeth lies on a distant planet far from Argentina. It was chosen at the dawn of war with Hell as the site for a transdimensional barrier. Colossal construct designed to halt demonic incursions. Once an interdimensional port facility in off-world travel, the Habeth's barrier was built by Sentinel engineers as a defense mechanism powered by the planet's rich veins of erythrin crystals. Its hyperphase lattice cores generate a quantum disruption field, severing Hell's ability to open portals from Argent and Ur. The minded energy is channeled through antimatter conducts, beaming the field across dimensions to shield the entire dimension from invasion. Sentinel Barracks. Built atop the titanic skeletal remains of an ancient ancestral rise is Canova, the sister city to Exultia. Canova is renowned for training the fiercest legions of Sentinel warriors. At its heart, the towering Sentinel barracks pierce the clouds, housing the revered Argent enclave where the Sentinel is conveying. Across the valley of the Dark Helm looms, crowned by a colossal ancestral skull where dragons are raised and trained for battle. Sentinels embark on a perilous pilgrimage through the mountains to reach Canova, undergoing rigorous initiations to prove their resolve. Only the most decorated knights can earn the honor of bonding with a dragon and joining the elite ranks of the Order of Arum, a formidable mounted unit that soars into battle. The Holy City of Artem. The Holy City of Artem floats in ethereal splendor above Argent and Ur, a sprawling sanctuary of gilded spires and luminous halls. This sacred epicenter of Sentinel technology, houses relics and texts from the age of Essentials. Preserved despite the outlawing of Wraith worship in favor of devotion to the Makers, priceless artifacts line its opulent chambers, studied in reverence, but guarded only by tradition. Untouched by war, the city's sanctuary is upheld by an unspoken law. To spill blood here is to invite the wrath of the gods himself. Siege, Part 1. Beyond the fortress walls of Turif lies a desolate landscape, sacred ground where the legacies of old wars are scared into battlements and burnt into the earth itself. Scarred. In the lower levels of the city lie the merchant and industrial districts, now exposed and vulnerable to the rampaging hordes of demons left by transactions. This battlefield soaked with the blood of heroes and friends alike continues to inspire grim determination of those who stand against the ever-looming corruption of hell. Turif, a bastion of Sentinel might and heritage, stands as a grim symbol of resilience on Argent, the indomitable spirit of the Night Sentinels. Under the leadership of Lord Baron, a master of the court renowned for their diplomatic prowess, the warring clans of the region have been unified to face a common enemy. Within the citadel, a large population of Sentinel warriors and civilians endure, ever vigilant against the encroaching corruption of hell. Abyssal Fortress. Once a hollowed woodland on Argentner, now infamously known as the Abyssal Forest, this was a realm where Sentinels communed deeply with their deities, yet the insidious tendrils of hell crept upon them, twisting their minds in the heart of the forest. Within a forsaken Sentinel outpost, they enacted a demonic summoning rite. From the epicenter, corruption spread like a plague, mutating the forest into a nightmarish expanse. Ancestral Forge. In ancient times, two titanic ancestrals, Furuk the Mighty and Elegus the Wise, clashed in a battle of unimaginable ferocity. The earth trembled as Furuk struck down Elegus with a colossal blade, its impact forming the mountain range that now Kratos Titan's Forge. Within the reigns of the fallen draconic ancestral, the Sentinels have wrought a forge of legend. Here they mine the ancestral remains and extract the ancient blood, distilling into arcane fuel. High priests from bygone eras could awaken dormant energies within the giant sword, imbuing the ancestral blood with the otherworldly power. The Forsaken Plain. The Abyssal Keep was raised in the shadow of forgotten ages and shaped by the enslaved remains of Hell's vanquished, a grim tapestry of agony and despair that has served as the seat of only the most formidable lords of Hell, a throne won through blood and treachery. Now it is the domain of Azrak, whose cunning has solidified his rule. At the war's dawn, Novak led an assault against the keep, but underestimated the prince's tactical brilliance. A departure for British rulers of Hell's past, but the most battered and outmatched, abandoned their mission and left the keep at an inaccessible bastion of Hell's domain. Sentinel Command Station. Fear's command station drifts like a steel leviathan over frozen tundras of Argentner. Northern frontier. Marvel Sentinel engineering forged during the Crimson Uprising, suspended by Argent-powered gravitation engines, is towering structure pierced with icy mist, bristling with defensive batteries and energy disruptors capable of repelling even the fiercest invaders. Built decades ago and encased in reinforced Wraith steel to counter the relentless assaults of the ironclad tribes, it has since become the nerve center of Commander Fira's operations in the war against Hell. Spire of Nirafal. Beneath the northern sea of Estavo lies a colossal prison, forged by a long-forgotten covenant between Sentinels and Wraiths to subdue a cosmic being of unknown origin. Hidden from the world, the very seas were parted to construct a cage capable of containing the massive creature. However, they managed to subdue its remains unknown, but legend speaks of a weapon that with a sharp scale beyond comprehension. The mysterious creature still lies in the center of this labyrinth stronghold, within a writhing cocoon, a slumbering titan awaiting the day of awakening. City of Regal. The cosmic realm is a dimension of unfathomable dread where reality warps and sanity falters. Ancient structures of impossible geometry rise from the blackened seas, where surfaces pulsing with unholy ruins. The skies churn with colors unknown, inhabited by the titanic beings that defy comprehension. The oracles of Argent, seers, and keepers of forbidden knowledge, whispers of the theory that the Wraiths, Argenters, ancient gods may trace their origins to this realm. Temple of Lemorph. This vast graveyard of vessels adrift in the void is a haunting testament to those who dare to unknowingly cross into the cosmic realm. Ships from countless dimensions and epochs litter this desolate expanse. Their shattered hulls suspended in eternal and silent drift. Some were explorers lured by further knowledge, while others were hapless victims of rifts that swallowed them whole. Their crews, long consumed by the madness of the realm, leave behind only fragments of their stories scattered among the debris. Harbor of Souls. In the darkest depths of the first lay of hell, the Harbor of Souls shines the damned forward to their eternal torment. Here they are ordained by their sins and fates, sealed in infernal fires of purgatory. Rivers of tormented souls whirl through the jagged, calcified landscapes, while others wander lost in the halls of despair. The damned are herded like cattle onto the river barge, where the ferryman delivers them to their destined lair of hell. Then final one. Resurrection. The castle of Eldrax stands resilient with ancient walls forged from Aetherstone, materials said to resonate with the spirits of fallen warriors. For centuries, Eldrax has weathered countless sieges, from the feral onslaughts of the ironclad tribes to the aerial bombardments of the Thermic Conclave, yet its defenses have never faltered. And that is it for all of Codex entries. It only took us 41 minutes as well. I think that should be it at least, I hope. Anyways, yeah. Thank you for watching. See you all possibly later today for a stream, or if not, then probably see you guys again on Monday for Oblivion. Anyways, yeah. Goodbye.